said Ethel B Dina. "We only need to play it if there is a visitor, and we don't have a—" "Tiddledum, the explorer, is coming into Turtle Bay," interrupted Barnacle Bow. "Granny Gull is baking cakes, and we need the Bottleramma." "It was put away ages ago," said Ethel. "I've forgotten where. First they searched the fish hospital. Then they searched the Garden of Wonders, where they found one green bottle, which was part of a water fountain." "I do hope we don't have to use that one," said Ethel B Dina. "It looks so pretty in the fountain." Finally, in a cupboard in the library, they found the Bottleramma. It was a sad sight, with only 2 bottles left. "I think," said Barnacle Bow, "things looked better before we found it." "How's that?" asked Ethel B Dina. "Because before we found it, there was still hope it might have a full set of 10 green bottles instead of just 2. He sighed. "And even if we had 10 green bottles, they'd be no good with this broken old instrument." "You're right," said Ethel B Dina. "But if we could find 10 green bottles, Spokes could make a new one." "Not in time for Tiddledum's arrival." "We mustn't give up," said Ethel B Dina. "It might still be possible. Spokes is a wonder. Where there's a will, Tindims always find a way. We have 3 bottles so far, if we count the bottle from the water fountain." "It's not enough," said Barnacle Bow. "Let's go and ask Hitch-Stitch," they said together. They made their way to Hitch-Stitch's house. Hitch-Stitch was fond of glass bottles, especially those with messages inside them. Unfortunately, she only had one left, a pretty little green bottle that was old and magical. "It will sound lovely in a Bottleramma," she said. "4 is not enough," said Barnacle Bow again. "We need to find another 6 bottles, and time is not on our side." Hitch-Stitch thought for a moment, then said, "Maybe Jug and Mug have one, or Captain Spoons and Admiral Bonnet, or Spokes," said Ethel B Dina. "There's Broom as well," said Barnacle Bow. So off they went as fast as Tindim legs would let them. They were on their way to see Broom, the gardener, when they saw Pinch, Skittle's furry-purry pet. He was with the Purtle, who he had looked after since it was a chick. Now it was nearly a full-grown bird, and small it wasn't. "Oh, my still and sparkling darling," said Ethel B Dina, "we are in search of 6 green glass bottles. Have you seen 1? Perhaps 2? Even 3 or 4? 5 would be fabulous. And 6, well, 6 bottles would be just what we need." Pinch shook his head. "But I could ask Skittle and Brew," he said. "Why do you need them?" Ethel B Dina told him. "You mean," said Pinch, "that Tiddledum, the explorer's ship, is coming into Turtle Bay, the same Tiddledum who wrote the book?" "Yes," said Hitch-Stitch. "That's why we need 10 green bottles. I must hurry." "Wait a minute," said Pinch. "I have seen one in the tree-house." "Then bring it down to Turtle Bay," shouted Ethel B Dina, "and don't dilly-dally. If you see Skittle and Brew, tell them to go to Mug and Jug's house. Perhaps they have one." "Will do," said Pinch, who thought that this was the most exciting thing to have happened since his own turtle tangle adventure. Off he went, bounding along the path towards the tree-house, with the Purtle hurtling behind him. Chapter 3, where Pinch goes to tell Skittle and Brew what is happening, but the Purtle has other ideas. The tree-house was high up in the roo-roo trees. It was most probably the best tree-house ever in the whole vast sea of everything. That's what Skittle and Brew thought. Spokes had built it out of driftwood. It had taken him quite a long time to collect so much wood. Wood, unlike